Hey guys, welcome back to Music Talk with John. Today I'm going to show you some recent pickups and grabs that I have acquired. So sit back, kick your feet up, and let's talk music. Okay, so the first one I have to show you today, one I've been looking for a while, and finally got a nice copy of a reissue, a used reissue. And this is 1979's AC/DC Highway to Hell. Great album all the way through. You have your original lineup here: Angus Young on guitar, Malcolm Young on guitar, Bon Scott on vocals. What would that band have been if he had lived? I mean, obviously they did well later, but what would they have been with that guy? You just wonder. And the energy and excitement and the stuff that he brought to the band, and I think he was older than the rest of the guys, but yeah, you just kind of just wonder what would have happened there. And there's a video I saw recently too where he's playing bagpipes during one of the songs, so it's really killer. And then you had Phil Rudd on drums and Cliff Williams on bass, and this was actually produced by John Mutt Lang, who went on to do big albums. I think he produced the Def Leppard, what was their big one, Hysteria album. He did some Shania Twain country, and then I believe he did like Bryan Adams in the 80s too. So he had a lot of, this is definitely not what that other music sounds like, but this is a good rock album, good solid. So anyway, this album has the hits on there. Obviously it starts off with Highway to Hell, Girls Got Rhythm, Walk All Over You, Touch Too Much, Beating Around the Bush, so a lot of innuendos in there. Shot Down in Flames, If You Want Blood You Got It, Love Hungry Man, and I'll Get It Hot's on here. And then Night Prowler, which is a kind of a dark, sinister kind of sounding song, but at the end he does like a shout out sort of to Mork from Mork and Mindy show. He does like a Shazbot or something like that way at the very end of the song after this kind of like dark song. So it still shows you they're kind of tongue in cheek or having fun kind of thing. So I mean, a lot of people took this seriously in the 80s and, oh my god, they're a demonic band, and oh, you know, he's got devil horns. They're just goofing around. I mean, you might not like their taste in it, but this is definitely not a devil worshipping album. It's a good rock album is what it is. So anyway, this is one that I'm very happy to have here, AC/DC Highway to Hell. The next one is another AC/DC that I got just a little bit before it. And this is Back in Black. So this is, I believe, the first album after Scott passed away. And this came out in 1980. Brian Johnson, the new lead singer, is on this. It was a big album for them. They did a really good job coming back with a new lead singer, somebody with even more gruff of a voice, just really rowdy, just screaming voice, with Brian Johnson. But you have Black and Back, yeah, that's what it's called. Back in Black, Hell's Bells, Shoot the Thrill, You Shook Me All Night Long. Everybody and their mother likes that song. Everybody can say they like at least one AC/DC song, and that's the one. And it ends with Have a Drink on Me, which is a cool song. I'm gonna already put it in a new protective sleeve. This is the original sleeve. This is a reissue, so this is like a copy reissue, a duplicate of how the original one looked like. So happy to have that one. I'll probably be looking out for more AC/DC. I'm not, probably like Dirty Deeds. I'll probably be looking for that one. And we'll see. I'm not like a completist as far as AC/DC goes, but there's definitely albums I want to have. Next one is one that I've been looking for also. Slightly disappointed. It had some pops on it, some pretty big pops on it. And so I'm going to try to clean that up and see if I can do that. If not, I might be trying to find a new home for this one. Anyway, it's Black Star, David Bowie's last album. I think there's more stuff coming out now, but this is the one he was working on when he was basically dying of cancer and pretty sick, but he completed this album. And it's cool what they did here. They got the Black Star. It's like a little cutout. What I didn't like is they put it originally in this plastic and it was just sticking to this, and I don't know if that was part of the problem, but they had that so you could basically see the album displayed through there, and it's all black. But this other side does have some writing on it. So it displayed through the star in there, and it was a cool concept, but I really wish they wouldn't put them in those plastic, because it just ends up sticking to there. I did like, there's a booklet that came with it and has all the lyrics although they're very hard to see because the way they did it, it's still very cool. So you have Bowie, and there's some videos that are pretty haunting videos that if you see for these the songs on here, and it's the songs have a lot to do with death and afterlife and things like that. So he was really coming to terms with his condition. It's a shame too, because this is just this album has aspects of jazz and some soul and just good David Bowie writing in here. It's a shame that we lost him. I don't know if you can see, like, those are the lyrics. It's very hard to read them, but they're in there. So they did a good job keeping it dark. And you have a whole kind of cool booklet in here. Just good art. It's hard to kind of show you between the lights and the glossy on here. But I definitely check this one out. It is a dark Bowie album. Again, coming to terms with where he was in life and probably wasn't going to be here much longer, and he did a really good job. Next one I have here is another reissue I've been looking for, and here it is. And this is Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water. I had copies of this, and they weren't in good shape, and I've got a good one. Got that right there. You have the lyrics on the back and all that. It's kind of cool. And you have your Bridge Over Troubled Water, El Condor Pasa, Cecilia, The Boxer, great song. I like Baby Driver. They do, it's like a live version of Bye Bye Love, the Everly Brothers song. And Song for the Asking is nice, quiet little song to end it on. That's the only song that had like one little pop on it. So I'm going to have to run this through the washer and try to clean it up. But the rest of the album sounds good, and it's just excellent. And so I'm like, on the last song, and I get that pop. I'm like, really? Got through this whole album, now you're going to give me a pop? But anyway, I'll get it out. The rest here that I have, I believe, are some some jazz pickups that I recently acquired, and I'm very happy to have. I'm getting into more and more jazz, as I've discussed. I'll be making some videos on jazz and blues coming up. Start talking about my jazz albums. I'm still learning jazz, but you don't have to be an expert to appreciate the music and enjoy it. So I'm slowly getting into the jazz world. But this one here is Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. He's becoming one of my favorite band leaders. Art Blakey's a drummer, or was a drummer, and I'm really enjoying everything that I've heard from him so far. So this is on Timeless Jazz. It's the 45th anniversary. This is music on vinyl. Sounds really good. No issues with this album. And it's called Reflections in Blue, and limited edition 2,000 individually numbered copies on translucent blue colored vinyl. So mine's number 661. So 661 out of 2,000. So I guess you can call that a low number. So let's take a quick look. It's the only thing I don't like is these sticky covers. But they have all the cool decals on them, so I keep them. It's a nice textured album too. They did a really nice job with this. I don't know if you can see it on there, but it has a nice feel to it. It's not just a regular album cover. It's on good stock. It's not thin cheap crap, you know. Yeah, so it comes a little Timeless Records 45th anniversary jazz series that they're doing. That's in there. A little advertisement with your album. It's on a plain white sleeve, but let's take a look and see what that album looks like. It says, what was it, translucent blue? So that's nice. Yeah, very cool. And it goes with the theme of the album, right? Because it's what do we say? It's called Reflections in Blue. So there you go. And it's got a nice, yeah, you can see through it. So very nice job on that. Like I said, this thing sounds excellent. No issues, just killer. I love, these jazz albums that sound really nice without issues. And sometimes if you get an older jazz album and it has those pops, it's kind of cool too. You CD lovers are not going to understand that, but it shows you that it's been around for a while, has some age and some grit to it. The next one I have here, I haven't listened to this one yet, but this is George Braith, I believe. And I think this is the first album I have from him, and this is Extension. This is on Blue Note. You can't lose on Blue Note. I mean, you just can't. Blue Note, I've never come across a bad copy of Blue Note. I've heard a couple issues as far as like with the center label being off or stacked up, somebody told me. But other than that, I haven't seen it, and I've never run across an issue with Blue Note. And I just love these old album looks, the look of these guys and the back, and they always tell you about the band and band members and give you the songs. This was made in Germany, so that tells you right there it's good quality. This includes the songs Nut City, Ethelyn's Love, Out There, Extension, Sweetville, Every Time We Say Goodbye. So I'm looking forward to this. That's a Cole Porter song. And then they just kind of tell you the little background on it and about the musicians. I like that. And then they always tell you who's playing what. They always give you an idea who you're listening to on these albums. That's what I like about jazz. There's no guessing. And I think it's, just standard black vinyl. Very cool. Next one I have here is one I've been looking for a while. I've heard the album before and I enjoyed it. I'm going to have to go back and give it a listen again, but this was Dial S for Sonny, so it's Sonny Clark. This again is on Blue Note, mastered from the original analog tapes. And I think Blue Note really goes from the analog tapes, unlike the MoFi issue lately. But you have the Blue Note Classic Vinyl Series, Sonny Clark with Art Farmer, Curtis Fuller, Hank Mobley, Wilbur Ware, Lewis Hayes, Blue Note, 1570. This is made in Germany also. And again, I just like the old style. It shows you the musicians here and tells you about them and gives you a story. So this is a good album too. If you're looking, this is one of those classic blue jazz albums to pick up. So this has Dial S for Sonny, Bootin' It, It Could Happen to You, Sonny's Mood, Shouting on a Riff, and Love Walked In. I don't think I gave you the track list off of Art Blakey. I apologize. So I'll go back to him real quick on this one. Reflections in Blue, ETA, Say Dr. J, Mishima. There's a ballad melody with My Foolish Heart, My One and Only Love, Chelsea Bridge, In a Sentimental Mood. And then second song on that is Stretching. So that's what was on this one. And the last album I have to show you is another jazz album, Don Wilkerson. He is a tenor sax player. This again is on the Blue Note label. You cannot miss on Blue Note, I'm telling you. So this is in stereo. Has Don Wilkerson, Grant Green, Sonny Clark, Butch Warren, and Billy Higgins. And the songs on here are Jeannie Weenie, Homesick Blues, Dem Tambourines, Camp Meetin', The El Dorado Shuffle, and Pigeon Peas. So that's the back cover of that. And again, made in Germany. Germany, Japan, those are the big places now. You got standard black vinyl. Blue Note does a very good job of putting them in padded protective sleeves, so no issues there. So that's what I have for you today. Those are my recent pickups. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any comments, definitely let me know what you think about these albums. If one rings a bell for you or you like it or whatever, definitely comment and I'll get back to you on that. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I appreciate you watching. So until next time, you enjoy your music. Take care.